Pastor Tommy Quick. Pastor Tommy Quick and his wife Valerie. Give them a round of applause.
We are overjoyed to be here today. We are a conservative family in the upstate. I pastor a church there. We are the parents of 5 beautiful children, 9 grandchildren, and 4 great-grands. They are the joy of our life. And we do indeed put great value on the unborn. My wife and I both were invited to speak, and so at this time, I'm going to allow her to come and have her remarks, and I'll be returning. God bless you.
I'm glad for this opportunity to stand beside my husband, who stands in the gate week after week, standing not only for pro-life, but standing for truth. And I thank God for that. I'm a registered nurse of over 38 years. I believe in the right to life. I have fought and I have prayed for rights of any patient that I have taken care of. That right extends to a child at conception. Dictionary.com says life is the condition that distinguishes organisms from inordinate objects and dead organisms. Life is being manifested by growth through metabolism. Life is reproduction and the power of adaptation to the environment through changes that occur internally. A baby nestled in its mother's womb needs no special care. It will take from the mama what it needs as she goes along with her eating, her sleeping, and her taking care of herself. The Lord, in his infinite wisdom and his miraculous power, distinguish life and growth. If there's no life, there's nothing to grow or metabolize. No matter how much a woman wants a baby, if there is no life, nothing grows. When a child is conceived, whether intentionally or not, there is nothing that its parents can do to decide whether or not the child has life. The Lord decides. When a child is conceived, the Lord, who has the infinite right to choose, has chosen. God alone is the force that makes or keeps something alive. As always, God gives us free will. Yes, we have the option to abort a life that grows inside of us. Having the option to do it doesn't make it right. When a child is aborted, it's the same as murder. A life has been cut short by the decision of someone else. I have the option to shoot someone dead. It does not make it right based on thou shalt not kill. It's amazing that the killing of the unborn is the only killing we are not held accountable for in the court of law. But there is a higher power. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus is Lord. Ronald Reagan said, I noticed that everyone who is for abortion has already been born. 2017, women came out of the woodworks complaining of sexual harassment. Elizabeth Stanton said, when we consider that women are treated as property, it is degrading to women that we should treat our children as property to be disposed of as we see fit. What screws us up most in life is the picture in our head of how it's supposed to be. Most of my life, I was a democratic humanist. The Lord arrested me a few years ago and told me that the only position that mattered was the one that he held. was already saved. I've been saved for 46 years, even though I was already saved. Thank God he didn't cut me down before the whole truth was present in my life. It was a time where I chose what people wanted above what God wanted. I no longer choose a side that God would not be pleased with. I had to get out of my head and I had to look to the Lord. Sometimes you just need to get off the grid and get your soul right. 2 Peter 1, 3-4 speaks of life, and it speaks of lust, and it speaks of how lust takes life from you. According as his divine power hath given us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceedingly great and precious promises, that by these you might be partakers of the divine nature, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. If you have had an abortion, life and forgiveness are offered to you through Jesus Christ. You too can escape the corruption that is in the world through lust. Lust leads to unwanted pregnancy, but God never makes a mistake. When a child is conceived, the Lord has spoken. I speak on the side of the Lord. I speak on behalf of the child that is conceived. Thank God, through the divine power and knowledge of Christ, I am clear on each issue. There are no exceptions to the Sixth Amendment. To the Sixth Commandment, a child is a person at conception. Thank God. Thank God the Department of Health and Human Services on October 13, 2017 released its 2018 through 2022 plan, which unequivocally states that life begins at conception and deserves protection. In its introduction, it says, HHS accomplishes its mission through programs and initiatives that cover a wide spectrum of activities, serving and protecting Americans at every stage of life, beginning with conception.